Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here to take a look at the Brothers War. So we cracked open a bundle last week of the Brothers War and did quite well. So now we're going to attempt to do that with the Collector Booster Box. Now this particular box actually is a Black Friday box, so I only paid $135.99 plus tax on this particular box. So let's see if we can't find at least that much value in one of these. Now, if we find a serialized card, well, that pretty much pays for the whole box. So let's try and do that. I have done that before with the Brothers War, so, you know, there's a chance it could happen again. All right, here we go. Pack number one. Gonna start off with the Thraxodemon. Then we're gonna see ourselves the Rock Hunter, followed by a Moment of Defiance. Then we've got a Koilos Rock, followed by a Junkyard Genius, then a Battlefield Butcher with a Full Art Plains. Then we're gonna see Lauren of the Third Path as our first rare, followed by a Clay Champion Mythic Extended Art coming in. And then we're going to see ourselves a Farad Enterprising Salvager coming in from Commander with a Sigil of Valor coming in from the Retro Artifacts, just an uncommon there. And then we're going to see ourselves a Burnished Heart with Sculpting Steel. Then we're going to see ourselves a Ratchet Field Medic. This is going to be one of the Transformer cards. You get one in every single pack. And then we're going to see Titania's Command coming in as our foil extended art in the back. And then we're going to see a Power Stone and a Soldier. And that back slot is where we would see a serialized card. So if we get a foil retro artifact in that slot, there's a chance it could be serialized. This one is going to kick off with a Warlord's Elite. Then we're going to see ourselves a Gaia's Gift. Then we've got a Curate, followed by a Deadly Repose, followed by a Meticulous Excavation, a Defabricate with a Full Art Forest. Our first rare is going to be our Legion to Ashes, followed by Hostile Negotiations. Then we're going to see ourselves a Wondrous Crucible coming in from the Commander subset, followed by a Liquid Metal Coating as our foil retro artifact. And then our non-foil is going to be a Self-Assembler. And then behind that, we're going to see an Inspiring Statuary with a Blaster Combat DJ, followed by Mishra Eminent One coming in from the Commander set as a foil rare, and then a Power Stone with a Shahili. All right, so a double Commander in there. The Commander foils in this particular set, not a huge premium on them. There we go. Oh, messing up the very first common. Don't want to do that, especially when it's a Dredging Claw. Following that, we're going to see an Epic Confrontation with a Power Stone Fracture, Machine Over Matter, Static Net. Then we're going to see ourselves a Thran Vigil with a Full Art Forest. And we're going to see a Simium Semacrillum coming in as our main set rare, followed by a Thran Spider. Then we're going to see ourselves a March of Progress, followed by Swiftfoot Boots in the retro foil with a Millstone. Then we're going to see a Sword of the Meek coming in as our non-foil retro rare artifact with a Starscream Power Hungry. And then we're going to see a Terrestrian Mindbreaker coming in as our extended art rare with a Power Stone and a Soldier. I think every single token is a Power Stone. And then something else. All right, this pack kicks off with the Power Stone Fracture. Then we're going to see ourselves a Depth Charge Colossus with a Dredging Claw. Then we're going to see the Sibling Rivalry with a Reconstructed Thopter and Thopter Architect with a Mountain. And then we're going to see Tassia's Welcome coming in as our main set rare, followed by Shahili Filigree Master as our borderless mythic. Very nice. And then we're going to see ourselves an Artificer Dragon, followed by a Bone Saw in foil. Then we're going to see ourselves another Millstone, this time in the non-schematic. Back there was the schematic. Then we're going to see a Chromatic Lantern. Very good. Then we're going to see a Flame War Brash Veteran with, could be serialized, A non-serialized Perilous Vault in the back. Very cool. Then we're going to see an Elemental with a Power Stone. I've only gotten one serialized card out of these boxes, and it was the Unwinding Clock. So still a decent hit. It is a rare, but I'd like to have a second one. All right, so we've got ourselves an Excavation Explosion with a Stern Lesson, Giant Growth, Military Discipline, Cradle Clear Cutter. Then we're going to see a Giant Cinder Maw with a Swamp, followed by Titania Voice of Gaia coming in, Mythic from the main set. Very nice. And I'll go ahead and flip that over so you can see that is the top half of Titania. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Painful Quandary, followed by a Rescue Retriever. Then we're going to see a Swiftfoot Boots, this time in schematic foil, with a Self-Assembler. Then we're going to see ourselves an Inspiring Statuary with a Cyclonus the Saboteur. And so we have another chance. And we're going to see ourselves a Gilded Lotus in foil in the back with a Power Stone and a Construct. Still no Shattered Glass Transformers. The foil versions of those are still going for quite a few dollars. All right, so we got the Blitz Automation with a Boulder Branch Golem, an Emergency Weld. Then we're going to see a Hoarding Recluse with an Urza Power Stone Prodigy, followed by an Arbalist Engineers, then a Full Art Mountain. Then we got a Death Bloom Ritualist with Fade from History. Then we're going to see ourselves a Thopter Shop coming in from Commander, followed by the Self-Assembler, then the Soul Guide Lantern. Then we're going to see a Helm of the Host coming in the schematic. Good hit. And behind that, we are going to see Blitzwing Cruel Tormentor, our first Shattered Glass non-foil. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves an Over-the-Top in foil extended art with a Power Stone and a Soldier. All right, so we'll just, maybe we'll put that up there. All right, roll it into stack number 2. Not to play on the Autobots roll out in any way, shape, or form. We got ourselves an Airlift Chaplain with a Goblin Firebomb. Then we got a Atomical Scrapsmith with a Veteran Power Blade. Then we're going to see ourselves a Yoshin Tactician, followed by a Third Path Iconolast. Then we're going to see ourselves a Mountain, followed by a Mishra's Foundry. Then we're going to see a Death Bloom Ritualist Extended Art with Machine God's Effigy coming in from the Commander subset with a Millstone. Then we're going to see ourselves a Foundry Inspector, followed by a Precursor Golem coming in as our rare retro with Soundwave Sonic Spy. That's our first foil transformer. The rest have all been non-foil. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Teething Wormlet in Extended Art with a Zombie and a Power Stone. Oh, I apologize. The Starscream Power Hungry was also foil. Not that it matters. There's not much of a foil factor unless, of course, you're talking about the Shattered Glass. In case you're not familiar, I'll just flip it over. There's the other side. They're all double-sided. All right, so this pack starts off with a Killzone Acrobat. Then we got a Gatexian Skullflare. Then we're going to see Sibling Rivalry again with a Depth Charge Colossus, Skyfisher Spider. Then we're going to see the Heavyweight Demolisher with the Planes. Very cool. And then behind that, we're going to see Urza, Prince of Krug, with a Gataxian Puppeteer. Then we're going to see a Wire Surgeons from Commander with an Ivory Tower schematic, followed by a Burnished Heart. Then we're going to see ourselves a Journeyer's Kite coming in schematic with Megatron Tyrant coming in from the Transformers. And we are going to see an Altar of Dementia Mythic Foil in the back. Very cool from the Retro series. And then we got ourselves a Power Stone and a Construct. All right, this pack starts off with the Pendragon Strongbow. Then we're going to see the Aeronaut's Wings, followed by an Unleash Shell, Burrowing Razor Maw with an Argivian Avenger. Then we got the Zephyr Sentinel with a Full Art Mountain. And we're going to see ourselves the Teething Wormlet again, this time in main set foil. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a borderless brushland coming in. And then we've got a root path purifier coming in from the commander subset as a mythic. And then we see the pristine talisman as our foil, a pristine talisman as our non-foil, non-schematic, schematic. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a black blade reforged as our rare. And we're going to see a blitzwing cruel tormentor as our transformer, with an inspiring statuary as our foil retro with an elemental in the back. Keep doing that quickly, hoping that maybe that will be the pack that contains the serialized card. All right, so we do see the Transformer token in the back. We got Laserbeak. So we got ourselves a Killzone Acrobat with a Perimeter Patrol. Then we're going to see the Cataxian Infiltrator with a Gnarroot Pallbearer, a Demolition Field. Then we're going to see ourselves Lauren, Disciple of History, with the Island. And we're going to see the Llanowar Waste coming in as our main set rare with a Blast Zone, double land pack there. I like that. Then we got ourselves a Terra Ballista, followed by a Chromatic Star as our foil retro. Then we're going to see a Foundry Inspector, non-foil, and then a Black Blade Reforged schematic with an Optimus Prime. Very cool. And then we're going to see a Hall of Taxon coming as our foil borderless in the back with, there it is, the Laserbeak. All right, 2 packs to go. So far, this is a bad box. Not going to lie, there's definitely some value here. We might break even, but I think we're going to have to count all of the commons and uncommons in order to do so. I think cards over $2. This is either going to be, I think it's going to be a loss. We'll see. Maybe there's something in these 2 packs that will bring it back. So we got ourselves a Carrion Locust. Then we're going to see ourselves a Shoot Down with an Evolving Wilds. Mishra's Onslaught, followed by a Gaia's Courser. Then we're going to see Lay Down Arms with a Full Art Swamp. And we're going to see the Stone Brain coming in as our main set rare with Kalis Command and the Archmandrite coming in from Commander. And then we're going to see ourselves the Ornithopter with a Chromatic Star. And then we've got ourselves, there we go, there's some value for us. We got ourselves a Mox Amber. We saw one of these in the bundle, is valued over $40. This is a tremendous hit. We'll just go ahead and slide our little shattered glass to the side there and put that at the top spot. And then right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Prowl Stoic Strategist as a foil transformer. And then we're going to see ourselves a foil Gilded Lotus with a bear token in the back. All right, so really glad to see the Mox Amber. Wish it was in foil, but that's all right. Or also wish it was schematic, but that's okay. All right, final pack, throwing it all over the place, messing up all the value. Here we go. Ready? Let's see what this pack has in store, and then we'll jump into the MTG box analysis. All right, so we're going to see ourselves a Desynchronize, followed by an Overwhelming Remorse, then a Phalanx Vanguard, Third Path Savant, and Arms Race. Then we've got a Gruesome Realization with an Island. Then we're going to see ourselves a Platoon Dispenser coming in as our foil main set rare. Very cool. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Tanos the Toy Maker with Sanwell Avenger Ace. Then we're going to see ourselves the Ivory Tower with Swiftfoot Boots, Precursor Golem, and then we're going to see Silencer Hired Muscle, our second Shattered Glass, and we do have a chance to see a serialized card, and we do not. It is an Adaptive Automation in foil with a Soldier token in the back, so definitely the Mox Amber is the hit of the box. Very cool. So I'll get everything sorted, organized, and run the full MTG box analysis and be right back. Let's get things started by reviewing the contents of the box. We saw 96 of the 277 standard frame cards in foil from the main set. We also picked up 2 non-foil borderless, as well as 13 non-foil extended art, and 5 in foil. From the Commander subset, we saw 9 non-foils and a single foil, and from the Retro Artifact subset, we ended up seeing 23 non-foil and 19 foils. Finally, we saw 10 standard frame transformers and 2 shattered glass in the box. Moving into coverage of the main set, in the non-foil space we saw 15 unique cards from the 85 that we were eligible to see, giving us 18% coverage. In the traditional foil space, we saw 94 unique cards out of a possible 362, which gave us 26% coverage. Now, before we get into the value of today's collector booster box, let's take a look at the current value of the main set. This chart displays all 367 cards from the main Brothers War set using non-foil market prices as of December 4th, 2023. Currently, the set features 7 cards valued over $10, with the extended art Portal to Phyrexia holding the top spot at $31.02. The set also contains 9 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 40 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 311 cards are currently valued under $1. A full set of all 367 cards has a current market value of $340.11 in non-foil. Now let's recap the actual observed value that we saw in today's box for the main set. This box was flat out just bad. We didn't see any of the cards valued over $10 and only 2 of the cards valued over $5. We saw the Titania Voice of Gaia valued at $5.12 in foil and Lauren of the Third Path, which is valued at $6.17 in foil. We did see another 10 cards valued between $1 and $5, but the remaining 104 cards from the main set are valued less than $1. Now let's take a look at the Commander subset. The Brothers War Commander subset only contains 1 card valued over $5, and that's the Urza's Workshop valued at $5.07. There are 5 cards valued between $1 and $5, but the remaining 21 extended art cards that you can pull from a collector booster pack are all valued under $1. In today's box, we did not see the Urza's Workshop. We did see, however, 2 cards in the $1 to $5 range, with our best card being the Root Path Purifier, valued at $3.70. The other 8 extended art cards that we saw are all valued under $1. Moving into the Retro Artifact subset, there are currently 4 what I'll call attainable cards valued over $10. There are the 2 variants of the Wormcoil Engine and the Mox Amber. Currently, all of the serialized cards are valued over $10, with the Wormcoil Engine going for $750 and the Mox Amber demanding about $1,200. The subset also features 10 cards valued between $5 and $10, with 28 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 84 cards are valued under $1. In today's box, we saw 1 card valued over $10, and it was the second most valuable non-serialized card that we could see. That was the Mox Amber, valued at $22.88. We also saw 2 cards in the $5 to $10 range and 7 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 32 retro artifacts that we saw are currently valued less than $1 each. Finally, the Universes Beyond Transformers subset consists of standard frame and shattered glass cards. Of the 29 cards in the set, 3 of the shattered glass are currently valued over $10, and 5 are valued between $5 and $10. The set also features 11 non-foils valued between $1 and $5, and 10 that are under $1. In today's box, we saw the number 1 card in non-foil, the Silencer Hired Muscle in shattered glass, valued at $16.24. We didn't see any of the 5 cards in the $5 to $10 range, but we did pick up 7 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 4 Transformers that we saw are all valued under $1. So how did this box perform? Well, the market price for this box as of December 4th is $147.64. However, I was able to pick up this box from Amazon on Black Friday for a few bucks less at $139.99. Now, the Brothers War Collector Booster Box that we opened contains 12 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing us to see 180 cards plus tokens. The 116 main set cards, as well as the 12 tokens that we saw, are valued at a combined $51.37. The 10 cards for the Commander subset are valued at $6.97 combined. The 42 retro artifacts that we saw are valued at $60.28, and the 12 Transformers are valued at $32.93. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $151.55 in card market value, which is a gain of $11.56 over the price I paid, and means that this box returned 108 of its price in market value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, this box contained 15 cards valued over $2, and they have a current combined value of $92.54, which means that those 15 cards represent 61% of the total box value. Despite seeing what was effectively the number one card in the Retro Artifact and Transformer subsets, the value from the main set was lackluster, leaving me overall disappointed with the end result of the box. I guess you can't win them all. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, as this Friday I'll be cracking open my first beta box of Sorcery Contested Realm and seeing what that game is all about and what kind of an analysis I can produce. Until then, do something amazing. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.